Hi and welcome to my Playhouse, and today VMware has released a new edition of their hypervisor. It's the WebSphere ESXi 6.5, and I wanted to try that. I've just downloaded it at the computer and I wanted to install it on a server up here. You might just see that. The top one, my favorite IBM model, the X3650 Model 1, which is, I think it's close to 10 years old now. The ones I have here might be closer to 8, but an 8-year-old server, and I'm gonna install ESXi 6.5 on that. I've never done this before, so I might fail. You'll have to see the video to see if this server can actually do that new ESXi 6.5. So, but first I have to move the virtual machines away from it, so I'm gonna power it on. Yeah, it makes a little bit of a noise. I have connected the screen and I have turned it on, so that should be booting shortly. There is not a lot of changes in the new ESXi 6.5 compared to the 6.0. I just went through the list, and it's not really things that I think that I'm gonna be needing for a whole lot, but well, I want to try the new edition. That's kind of how it always is, isn't it? There we are. So let's go to the computer in the living room, and let's go to the computer and I'll show you how to download this. Okay, here we are, VMware's homepage, and I can see that I'm presented with the one from the United Kingdom, and here they are advertising the new WebSphere 6.5. Get details and all the new stuff they brag about here. So let's go see if we can find where we download the new stuff. So let's try download. See how that brings us. That brings us a very nice thing here. We can try the WebSphere hypervisor. Let's see where that goes. That goes in here. It does say VMware WebSphere hypervisor 6.0 up here, but I found that if I actually log in, which I do over here, I will be able to download the 6.5. To do that, you need to create an account. That's right over here, and it's free. They just want to know who is using their products, and I think they spam you a little bit to start with, but well, it's not much. I'll log in here and we will see what I'm presented with. Here I am logged in. It sees my name up here, and it still says that the hypervisor 6.0 download center is right there. You will have a license key. I have blurred my out or put a box up, but it's right here. That's the that's your free license key. It's right there. If you create an account and wanna go download this, you will get a free license key, and that free license key you can use after the evaluation period has passed. You can use that license key, and that will give you the minimum amount of features. If this 6.5 works out on this old server, we will go ahead and try and punch that in and change the license key to this license key and see what features we actually have. But download package, and it's very clear that this very first one here is actually the 6.5, and it's brand new. I think I was in here looking for it, and I might have overseen it because of it saying 6.0 at the top and only further down here saying 6.5. That was really stupid, but you press download here and it downloads, and I've already gotten it. It's right there. So let's minimize that, or actually let's go over here. I found a web page, somebody who has seen it, all the features that is in 6.5, and he has done a really good job on lining up all the updates. There is vCenter and PSC, high availability, deployment, update manager, backup and restore, management interface, client plugin, okay, WebSphere security, WebSphere login, VM encryption and vMotion encryption, secure boot, HA and DRS enhancement, and the list goes on. So it's a lot of minor things if you ask me, but you don't have to ask me. So I want to check. Now this server has booted, and oh boy, do I have a lot of machines on that one. That might have been a bad choice. I see that I have used this. I can see that I've used this machine for storing a lot of servers. These 15 machines I used in a test where I ran 15 server 2008 R2, and they used 6 GB of RAM, even though each of them had 4. So I'm gonna move everything away. Yeah, they are locally stored here. So yeah, I'll empty out this and I'll be right back. Well, that did actually take a couple of hours to move those servers away, and I had other things to do, so it's now the next day. And the server is totally empty. As we can see here, there is no little pros and no machines on it. And I just realized that this server is running ESXi 5.5, so it's actually a couple of versions behind. So this is now gonna be 6.5 instead of 5.5, hopefully. I want to mount the ISO file to the server directly. These high-end servers, they have management adapters in them, which makes it possible for me to control the server. And to do that on an IBM, an older IBM, I found that Firefox works the best. That's the only thing I use it for. It's old Java programs. And let's see if I remember this. This should be, and it should have 191, and it should answer me there. Log in. Do you want to remember? Yeah, that's fine. And kick me off in 20 minutes if I'm not doing anything. Awesome. So here we should have the render server host number 1. Data 1. There we are. And it seems like we are all good. Now we should be able to see what's on the screen. Remote console. And single user mode. And here it will tell me that this is dangerous. So we will allow pop-ups. So it will not work right now. It will come and complain, and we will have to do something more. Is my best estimate. Yeah. Let's try that again. Looks better. Activate Java. Can we press that? Allow. Later. And it reloads. And it complains. We are not allowed to use Java yet, but there is a neat little workaround about that. So what you do, you open up the control panel. In the control panel there is this Java thingy. Double click that one, and under the security settings there is an exception list. So if anything is coming from these IPs, and for that I have to add the IP, add an IP, like that. If anyone knows how to do this and not add every single IP, but like it just tell you somewhere in the help that you should be able to like do something like this, but I have not found that it has worked. So if anyone knows how to do that, that would be awesome. I would like to approve all of these IPs instead of having to add it every single bloody irritating time. So okay, continue. Okay, and blah blah blah. So we should now be able to try again, and we should have some more success. We didn't. And this is much better. Now I get to run it even though it's complaining. There we are. That's the screen of the server out there right now, running ESXi 5.5.0. And we'll just turn this up to get a faster response time. And it has the IP number 211. The host itself, the management adapter I have them at IP numbers that are 20 below. So this one is 191 and this one is 211. So this is the host that we're gonna be reinstalling. So we will be powering that down. To do that, we have to press F12. Do that. Give it the route password. There, and we actually just needed to restart, right? So we'll try F11 and it will be starting to do that. So when I have a remote management like this, I can actually mount a ISO file to it, so that from my comfy chair here at my computer, I can have it boot on something else locally stored on my computer here. I do that by selecting File and pressing this button, and it will pop up and ask me what to present to the server in the USB slot. So we will go to the download, where I just downloaded the VMware hypervisor, the new one, and we will open that one and make it read only and mount drive. So when this boots, it should try and start on this ISO file, and this pops into the CD-Rom drive. So if the boot order is not as the CD-Rom drive is going to be booting, I would have to go into the BIOS or choose the boot menu to actually have it boot from the CD-Rom drive. There we are, it's booting. 2 processors, Xeon's X5450s, 3 GHz, 2 packages, which means 2 CPUs. These are quad cores. And here we can select the boot device. Oh, let's see what it boots on. Adaptec RAID controller, figuring out what disks array there is in the server. This server only has a single disk, 300 gigabytes, I do believe. There it is. It has found one drive or one array. It works this way that you put the disks in the server and they are connected to the RAID controller, and the RAID controller will present the operating system with some virtual drives, which would be this one. And so the RAID controller is kind of the middleman and will be is this the installation or is this booting? That can be a bit hard to see right now. I think this is 5.5. Yeah, I fucked that one up. I'll have to start again. Let's I'll try this with Internet Explorer, I think. Let's go to Internet Explorer and try this. So we'll log out here. Do we have an internet? We have an Internet Explorer right there. Here we are. And this might work on this one as well. And we have a connection. Awesome. Let's select the file. Do the same thing. 5.5. open mount drive, turn this up, Cd-Rom drive. Anything? Yeah. That's irritating. Okay, Firefox was not good for this. Holy crap. That just wasted half an hour. I'll cut it down for you though. Install. Okay, for the first time it's saying 6.5.0 up here. And we'll wait until the slide bar. How fast is that? Oh, it might not take that long. Okay, now we get the option of canceling or continuing. It's a bit late, but continue. And we can read or agree to the license agreement or both. It will be scanning if there is any drives available. We will see that in just a second. There we are. It found my one drive here, so we'll probably have to go. Only thing we can select. So enter to that one. And here it sees that I already have an ESXi on this system, so we can choose to upgrade that data store, or we can install the new ESXi and preserve the VMFS data store, or we can install and overwrite. And now that I did move everything, that would be the option to choose. I wanted this to be as clean as possible, so we're gonna continue that one. I could probably not have moved all the VMs and just chosen number 2 here. I honestly did not think about that. Hit it. Country, I'm from Denmark, and they could improve that. I would like to be able to press the D to just select Danish. It's the only country within D. So we get to put in a password, and we get to do it again. Password match. That's lucky. So now it will scan the system and it will ask me if I'm sure. That's a new one. So this error warnings found doing system scan. The system encountered the following warnings. Warnings. CPU support warning. The CPU in this host may not be supported in future ESXi releases. Please plan accordingly. So they really want me to upgrade this server. This is my favorite IBM server, and it's mostly because I've never had one of them break down. Like, I've changed disks in it, I've had bad memory blocks, but I've never had a system crash on me. Like, never had to change the system board in one of these servers, and we have had hundreds of these servers. So we're gonna continue and try the CPU even though it complains, and we'll be installing. Please, yeah, this is the warning about it's gonna be deleting my drive, so that's okay. Press 11 and it's gonna be installing that. It completed that progress bar and now it wants to reboot, and that's perfectly normal. So we'll press for reboot, and we will go up here and we will unmount the CD-ROM drive. Unmount and remove that, and the system will reboot. and it's booting for the first time. Awesome. Okay, it's done booting, so we'll have to configure a little bit in here. So press F2 to customize and put in the secret password. And we get into the configuration here, configure. I only have to configure a little bit of networking, like in here. I need to set it to static IP, and I need to remember what IP that is. 211 was the one. Enter. And IP version 6. I'm not using that, so I'm gonna be disabling IP version 6. Okay. That's unfortunately, that means that I have to reboot the server once again, or at least it used to be like that. Let's see what version 6.5 here thinks about that, if it's different. Oh, it still wants to reboot, so we'll give it a big yes. Yes, you can do that, and it will be booting. And I really don't think we need to see that, so... Okay, it has booted. And now we should be able to communicate with it on its web page. The IP number that I've given it down here, 211, should be answering if we put it in here, 211. And yes, there is something, blah 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 blah. Don't need that anymore. Oh, we even get to log in. That's interesting, that's new. So that's probably root, and that's probably my secret password. There, logging into ESXi host. So it seems that the 6.5 has its own web interface. Interesting. That's a new one. What is this? Oh, customer improvement something, join. Sure, yes, that'll probably be okay. Okay, new web interface, so we can actually control our host from this web interface now. That makes it a lot more easier if you just have one server. Normally I would install this VMware WebSphere client, and I will probably still do that because I really like that client compared to the web interface, but well, this works. What can we do? Right now we have a license, evaluation license. So let's see, where would we go to? Licensing. That's a good place for it. There. So we get all of this with the evaluation license. We get everything. And we get the evaluation license apparently all the way to the 2nd of February 2017. Is that 90 days? I think it's about 90 days. And we have all these features available, including the GPU, which is awesome. I want to put in my free license code, and we will just see how much of this is left. So I will do that. Let's see, assign license. And here I can put in my license code, and I will go to the website and fetch, put it over here, check license, loading, it's a good key, assign key, and features up to 8-way virtual SMP. So all the features just vanished, but it should still be able to do the normal stuff. Hopefully. Hardware. So let's go back to the host here. See, we still have 8 CPUs, so it's still seeing both cores. We still have 24 gigs of RAM, no restraints there. This is an older server, and it has 2 Xeon CPUs in it. So actually the biggest machine we can make is an 8-way virtual machine. As the host is already an 8-way CPU, I'm not running into any restraints at all. And if I was running this on a quad core, well, the limitations in VMware would still be double as the quad core. Each of these CPUs are quad cores, but as I have 2 of them, I can actually make a VMware virtual machine that is the size as the host in this regard. If I was playing on a bigger server, let's say a server with 2 6-core processors, I would only be able to make virtual machines up to 8 cores, virtual cores. In this server, there's no restraints because I can't make anything bigger than the host itself. So, well, let's just start up making a new machine. Create, register virtual machine. Okay, this looks new. Create new machine. Next, let's see what happens. Enter, let's call it server 2016. Compatible 6.5 machine. Awesome. Oh, workstation 12 machine. Okay, it can do a lot of compatibility with the workstation 12 version. Awesome. Family, Linux, Mac, other, Windows, guest operation system. We have all of these. Do we have a 16? We have a 16 right there. Next. We're gonna be putting it on the data store. Thank you. So right now we are playing with the free version. This is free. Server 2016 is not free, but never mind that. And here we can choose. Let's just give it all 8 CPUs. RAM. We better give it 8 gigs of RAM now. Let's just give it 8 gigs. Thank you. And it complains that Windows 2016 at least needs 512 megabytes. Yes. Never mind. And we have some hardware options here. We have how big our hard drive needs to be. I do believe we need to go in here and select. Oh, it automatically selects thin provisioning now. It has not always done that, so that's awesome. We have a disk controller, probably okay. SATA controller, USB controller. Let's see some USB 2.0. Awesome. Graphics card. What do we have? What do we see? We have no 3D graphics on this. It's probably the CPU that's too old for 3D graphics, which is a shame, but I think we're good. Let's go. Oh, CD-ROM drive. We need to mount a CD-ROM drive, otherwise we will not be able to boot on this. So, what do we do? Host device. ISO file. Check. And it wants the ISO file to be on the data store. Can we cheat? Create directory. We can upload. So we will go and we will take this server 2016 image and upload that. Is it uploading? It's doing something here. If it's uploading, it's not doing it very fast. Yeah, it's there. 1%. I think we'll get back to this. This is taking a while. 10%. And well, it's been 5 minutes, so I'm not gonna wait for that. But that's how you install a server on here. Oh, you can even move the window, but I don't think. No, we can't multitask in this, but we can do that on the client here. And that's one of the big advantages of the client. You can actually do more than one thing at a time. You might be able to open another window here and log in again and do it that way. Let's see how the client is with the new, if I can get on there. That is sometimes a bit problematic. If it want to update my client, I don't want to update my client because then it will be not compatible with everything else. But let's see what happens. Yes. Does it work or does it want to upgrade? Loading main. it works. Cool. So the client works without problem from the last version. We might as well just see the licensing agreements in here, see if there's more stuff. Licensed features, not really a whole lot. VMware ESXi 6 hypervisor license for 2 physical CPUs, unlimited cores per CPU. So I can have as many cores per CPU as I want, so I could install this license on a 2-socket server with the new 22 core CPUs in it, and it would still be good. So that's awesome. Okay, and we can see the data store here. Wonder how this file transfer looks from the data store. Yeah, we can see it has transferred about 732 megabytes of data so far. So that works. That's cool. No problem. It's not complaining about the processor. Probably okay. You can see the performance. Turn it on. Started moving stuff. Awesome. I think this video is getting long, so let's wrap it up. In the data center, I now have my first host server running the new VMware 6.5.0, and it has a built-in web interface, which is awesome if you just have that one server that you want to use for your home environment lab stuff. And I have made a video about these servers. They're really cheap. You can get a really good server like this for under $100 if you are lucky on Amazon or on eBay or something like that. They often come with 2 quad cores and a fair amount of memory, and you can just buy some more RAM for them. They can hold up to 48 gigabytes of RAM, 2 quad cores, so you can build a rather big VMware server, and the free license will cover that just fine. So, and it comes with a web interface. I didn't know that. I thought we were gonna go do something completely different. Usually there's a link to downloading the client from in there, and that was what I was going for, but then it started a web interface, so awesome! Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye!